Okay, so we are back, and so we started last time automating the release process with using Fastlane, and right now we have this fast file that at least builds the app and uploads it automatically.
Yeah.
So we have the build in the App Store, in the App Store Connect, sorry, and we have version 1 of the version 1.1. The way that I go usually is like depending on your testing process. If you have like alpha testers, internal testers, beta testers, but after like this process goes along, I submit it to the App Store. Since we don't have anything automated apart from that to release the 1.1, we need to do it manually. So in here, just selecting the build and also writing this what's new.
So these are additions that you can add to Fastlane.
Yeah, like this, like selecting the build, saving.
Yeah, we definitely should do that.
Yeah,
They're things that I've just repeated, and
yeah. The thing is that the portal is really slow. I don't know why, but yeah, you can also like automatically release or manually release your version. So what I do with Fastlane is setting this flag to manually release, but submitting it to review automatically. So it gets in the queue of
so it's in
the
the review queue,
it's in the review queue.
but you're the one that says whether to
But yeah,
release.
but this maybe it's not my decision even. It's a business decision to release it. Support new operating system or support iOS 12. I don't know if there
Yeah,
is a review.
I think you can't put iOS 12.
Yeah, so that's what bug fixes and improvements.
That's yeah.
The classic releases.
See, I kind of did something. I put mine as like, at Celebrate, we're always trying to improve our process.
Ah,
This. For this release specifically, we added, and then I change like 3 bullet points of, or
okay,
maybe 1 bullet point of what we added.
okay,
And then at the bottom it's like, oh, if you love this app, leave us a rating.
okay.
And so I saw that because I saw when I just tried to copy and paste it, then I got rejected.
Hmm, interesting.
So you're not allowed to copy and paste.
Yeah.
It has to be a new version information each time.
So we need to remove this screenshot, the report, because now we don't have it.
Well, those screenshots, don't they come from Fastlane?
Yeah,
So shouldn't we be removing them in Fastlane?
yeah, but we still didn't. So there is another step that is in the upload to upload the metadata,
Okay.
but we're still. So now this is the manual part. Also, we have one issue in app information. Let's try to see it. Privacy. Okay.
Yes, this is now required, right?
Yeah, this is really boring. What I've been doing is like copying the a privacy policy that I have for other apps and changing the the name, like a very generic
Yeah,
privacy
I have
policy.
a free privacypolicy.com privacy policy.
How do you do it usually?
Freeprivacypolicy.com or
Okay.
something like that. Just Google free privacy policy. Or free, yeah. And
Is that?
yep.
Yeah, I reckon I've done that as well. Mobile app. Yeah, these
And
guys.
it's just super like.
I'm an individual. Where do you work for?
What have we got now?
Okay. Wow, this is the best feature of Safari.
You know, I never knew that. Well, I don't know if it works in Chrome. I use Chrome.
Fast work. Collecting from users, nothing. We're not collecting anything. Do you ask? Yes, we ask for location. Do you track? No. This kind of field is required. Which one?
Others, like what?
Yeah.
Just
How users contact you by email. let's put my personal one.
As
Okay, do you want to create? No, free. Which email?
shame you can't repeat the one.
Yeah, and the thing is that now they will send me newsletters and these kind of things.
Wait, so can they send you newsletters now? You haven't agreed to it.
Mm. Ah, they even hosted it.
Yeah, that's the bit that.
Ah,
was
interesting.
Nice.
So we can put it here. Just save.
That's what I wanted, just something quick.
That's interesting.
Yeah, you're right.
I think I will still copy it because we don't know. It's copied to clipboard because we don't know if these guys can go out of business for some reason and we remain without privacy policy. And actually in Fastlane we cannot put it there, or it's only the link.
Ah, so I thought it was a link. Don't you have to host it somewhere?
Yeah. But I will add a file here, text file, and we'll have the privacy policy. Just in case for some reason we'll lose it. Privacy policy. And also it's version like
it's in, yeah.
Yeah, it's in.
So now we're using everything full screen. We can't show the shortcuts that we were showing.
Interesting.
Which is super nice.
Okay. So let's try not to use this one. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah, so that is down the bottom left, we have the keyboard shortcuts, which I think is just helpful because a lot of what's nice about watching other people code is you pick up on all like their good habits and their bad habits. So yeah, bottom left you can see Tiago's keyboard shortcuts.
Okay.
Which he's got down.
Okay, so it's in the queue for the review. Now the ball is in the Apple side. So we actually move this like to done, and we start already delivering business value because our users already have these bug fix improvements.
Yep.
It also supports the new devices, the new iPad, the new iPhone Max, these kind of things. So we can say right now we are not using not a process, but it will be a good end of a sprint, like or to review or to say, okay, how can we improve how we did wrong. It could be like a reflection period.
Okay.
But right now we can even like archive this. And now we can continue with this, automating the release process.
Yeah.
Or we could wait until we have another release and then automate a little bit more. And then
maybe on the next one? Would that make more sense?
This is a decision to make. Yeah. Like one way to do it is like we talked about that before, is to pay in small steps the debt. Yeah. So we can start making another thing and then decide to. So we can even split this into separate cards on run tests. Maybe adding Fastlane so we know what we're talking about. Oops. And getting the latest. So now we can also prioritize them and say, okay, maybe when we release, we do something different. So now we have full control of what we want to do. Like we have the tech debt, we can start tackling one of these things. And what I like to do is take in mind what we want to do
Yeah, what's the future?
next.
So would you jump in now with tech debt, or
I will look at the roadmap and say, okay, what would we like to implement after? What is the next big feature user side?
Yeah.
And taking that into account, okay, which items in here will actually make me go faster implementing this feature? Or are a roadblock? Like, unless we do this, it's very difficult to do this other thing.
Yeah.
So we had in the backlog add support to different cities, no?
Mm.
And I think it will be much easier, for example, at least to decouple the services from the view controller. Because if this other city uses a different API, a different way of coding the bike stations, it will be very difficult to have this both.
Yeah, if they're coupled together.
Yeah, if they're coupled together. So we can start like building like an iteration and selecting some kind of things. Some kinds are like easy wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another way to do that is to, instead of having these lists, prioritize in a chart like impact effort.
Yeah.
And say, okay, some things are low effort, low impact, and go about them that way.
Okay. So do we have like a roadmap of where we want to be by like the next release? Is that how you do it? Is you'd say the next release is support for different cities?
Yeah. For example, and actually another thing that we could do right now, I believe we are only getting the bikes for this city, for Trento. But I think if you do yeah, there is other cities that have as well near
Nice.
Trento, that have as well the bike sharing city system. Sorry, but I don't remember which ones.
So where are you getting these from?
Yeah, this is an open API. I think in here they have a documentation. Open services maybe. Sorry, the thing is in Italian. Documentation. Permission denied. I don't know where I got the API, to be honest. Maybe it's somewhere around here. That's interesting. They have like... Okay, let me just pause that. Info maybe? No. I don't know what is the standard way of... No message available.
Yeah, because we
to
really...
get the cities, maybe cities. No. What if I try to search like this? Okay, so Mezzo Lombardo, this one. And this could be like a small step, because Pergine...
There is documentation of bike sharing APIs. Maybe
that's why.
That seems to be a
Worldwide.
different one. No, worldwide. Wait, what are we on? O-Bike.
To be honest, I actually don't know.
Maybe what's the name of the URL?
So it's car mobility, bike sharing. Bike sharing APIs. Bird. Maybe it's Mobike.
Or maybe in the README we can find like.
Because it found something, no? Here.
Yeah.
I know, smart community. I know, this is another thing. This could be interesting for new
If
features.
there's a worldwide bike sharing.
Yeah,
API.
what I can do is search only results for this one. Okay, not a lot. European. Okay, this was the site. This site actually has all the open city. You know that there is this movement for smart cities, and they are provide this open data. So yeah, you see, we have all these.
And these
stations.
Are just cities in the north of Italy.
Yeah, in the region of Trentino Alto Adige, and you can see the URL. So that could be maybe a smaller step to start adding different cities.
Yeah, show the ones on the same API.
Yeah,
but then
like that, at least the format, the JSON is all the same. We don't need to tackle that part right now.
So really, the dream would be worldwide. Have the there was a worldwide API. So
yeah. So, but let's go it step by step in an agile fashion. And while right now we provide value for the people of Trento, let's provide value for all the cities. Then maybe all Italy, then Europe, then
and we take over the world, the bike sharing world.
Yes, that's a plan. So add support to different cities, maybe in Trentino. So, and then in Italy. And then, because then if we support in different countries, you need to think also about localization and these kind of things. While if we are only in a country, we have less stuff to think about in different countries. So taking that into mind, that like this is the goal of our 1.2.
Yeah.
What makes sense? What doesn't make sense? What can we do after? What is like low effort but gives you a lot of value? I will automate at least another part of the release process. These two are really small. Run the tests and update the dependencies.
Yeah. So is this what we want to do before the next release?
Yeah. So I will put a release card, release 1.2.
And what about with the release, adding the metadata? So the thing that we just had, we don't have to add stuff in to iTunes Connect into the portal.
Okay. We can add that. Actually, Fastlane already manages it. It's just a matter of changing here the things, and it will update automatically. The release notes, for example.
So how come it? Because we didn't put release.
It were empty. So yeah, and also
the screenshots.
The screenshots we have in here in this step, we need to tell them to update the screenshots. So we can put that update metadata and screenshots.
Perfect.
So yeah. So extract the manager. So to add this new feature, we'll need to decouple this from the view controller.
Yeah.
We'll need to have like these, otherwise it will be really difficult to like start adding here URLs, passing URLs. We are going to bloat even more.
Yeah.
This view controller. So this for sure will extract bike info services from view. So this is actually more the goal. So let's try to put like goal. Because this is not a task itself, it's like a macro task.
The overview.
So extract the bike info service from the view controller. Make bike stations conform to codable. This is like removing all the dead code from here, removing this. And since we are touching this is also another way that I like to tackle. If I'm tackling technical debt,
What you touch, what your
yeah, if I'm touching that feature, because maybe I touch something and I don't give it proper testing,
Yeah.
and like that I give proper testing. So this could be a nice thing. This is more cleaning the code.
and conform to Codable.
Yeah. So the map I will leave it for now. Remove the analytic and use this. Also really easy, low effort, but also has low impact. Maybe depending on time.
We're already like getting through some stuff.
Yeah. Extract common code. I like this because we are not going to touch the location manager. Remove unused code. This actually goes hand in hand with that. Code relative. So maybe this could be a thing for another
Unused
episode.
stuff. We're cleaning the code with the lint as well. Maybe that's cleaning the code kind of stuff.
Yeah, so we can choose one. Maybe lint or actually unused code is better. Because like that, the lint has less work to do.
Yeah, okay.
So the things that I try to balance, how much technical debt and
yeah, just getting rid of some even though.
But that makes us go faster actually. And we're going to use code because we have less code to maintain, less classes to work with. So this could be like cleaning the slate and then we start working.
Okay.
No. So we can start tackling that, the unused code. And I think it's a very good. Like we have tackled a lot of things. So I also like to do an overview. So to support different cities, we need to extract the service that is in here. And then we need to customize this URL based on the city that we want to see. And also in how we want to do that. Should we just load everything? And in the map, and since the user is there, he sees only the things that interest him? Or should we make the user select before which city you are from? We have two ways. The simpler is just like load everything.
Yeah, load everything would be super simple. But then you think you're definitely loading stuff that has no reason. Because like if you're in Trente, like the other cities have no reason for you really.
Yeah.
Unless the bikes can be driven between the two.
If you have a lot of energy, yeah, maybe.
But then maybe
we are talking for now. It's 7 cities. It's not a lot of text. So let's.
I think that works. Like we add it to the technical debt. I think that goes with like the kind of methodology that we're going with.
Okay, so you will say.
So I'd say afterwards, like smart load, like cities, like or load cities based on location, like.
City info based on news locals. Okay, that's nice. So after, let's imagine, okay, we extract this from the view controller. Now we have this tested encapsulated service that we can pass an URL and it will give us a list of bike stations. Now we can just create another, I was imagining creating another object that calls this service with different URLs, or maybe in parallel or this kind of thing.
And then do we just hard code again each of the city names?
Yeah.
And so what would happen if that stopped working, as we are like dependent on the URL?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question, and is called usually when you don't have control over this, you usually do a contract-based testing. So imagine that this was a service managed by another team in our company.
Yeah.
What we do is write like a contract that how we use this service, and then hand over the tests that we just wrote to them, and they will run them as a continuous integration process in their service
every time they do their service.
So maybe they are changing the service, and some test fails, and they're like, oh, I'm breaking this other app, the iOS app. And
Yeah.
they know. Since we don't have control over it, since it's the city that maintains, another way to do is part of our continuous integration process. So we write a test that actually calls the API. This will be a very slow test
Yeah.
because it's calling the API and expecting this kind of format that everything succeeds. And we can actually do this. This is really interesting. So add contract testing to bike sharing API. And what we could do, okay, one way is putting in our continuous integration process, so we know we like run it often as part of our build, or as an external service, like using Pingdom or this kind of things.
So we know it's all. Well, we'll get a notification if it ever breaks.
Yeah, or a Postman use case that is run, for example, triggered every day. Every day
and we just check.
we actually can do like.
Is there a
Yeah.
free service here?
I don't know. The way that I've done it in the past is you can write a simple test and then trigger it, I don't know, each day in a Lambda in AWS.
Yeah.
And it does that for you. So that could be a way to do that. And you monitor the performance of other services. This could also be helpful. Right now we need information, but if we needed the performance that our API will be under 2 minutes, and we have an external dependency. So we need to monitor also the external dependency. But that is really interesting, and we can add it in iOS and see. Yeah, so let's wrap it up.
Yeah,
And,
I think we've set for a
let's try to tackle these things next. Remove the unused code. So we have a more clean slate and we actually go faster.
Definitely.